Welcome to Macomb, Illinois, where the Leathernecks are set to play in front of their hometown fans for the first time this season. And it's a top 25 showdown at Hanson Field as Western Illinois will host the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. And good afternoon to all of you. Redrick Terry alongside Danny Fry. Samantha Ralphs is coming right up. So glad to be with you again for another season of Leatherneck football on ESPN3. So coming into the season, we knew that there would be a change in the offensive scheme of things for Western with that new pro-style offense getting instilled, a lot more running the football, and the sophomore Steve McShane really stepped up to the task last week.
A lot of I formation, power I, single back, and boy, did Steve McShane talk to him before. He said he loves the new pro style, and it really seemed like it against EIU in the opener this past Thursday. 28 carries, 207 yards, and 2 touchdowns. All of last year, McShane as a freshman only had 238 yards, so he almost matches career high with that night against EIU.
Well, on the flip side of things, the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, they had the unfavorable task of going in week 1 to an FBS opponent on the road. They came up short, but there was some things to be impressed about. One of them, without question, the very impressive sophomore quarterback, Case Cookis.
44-13, the final score in that one against Arizona State, but Case Cook is obviously a bright spot. He was the FCS National Freshman of the Year, the Jerry Rice Award winner last year. A year ago, just listen to these stats. 69% pass completion rate, 3,117 yards in the air. He threw for 37 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions.
What a fun way to start the year. The Lumberjacks and the Leathernecks coming up. Kickoff is on the other side of the break. You're watching Leatherneck football.
And they will look to get their 6th win in Summit League play tonight. As we mentioned earlier, they've already cemented their spot in the tournament. So this is just a game that they want to gain some momentum as we head towards the tournament on March 4th. But for now, we start with this one, and it's Garrett Covington with the ball in his hands, kicking it all the way outside, and it was stolen away by John Conchar, who will run the floor back the other way, up and under, missed the shot, and a loose ball still being fought for, and it's whirling out of bounds. It'll be Leatherneck ball.
Right off the bat, we see a turnover on the offensive side of the ball for the Leathernecks, but good job getting back and forcing the miss, not giving up on the play and securing that team rebound.
So just there, you just saw how quickly this Fort Wayne offense moves. They average just a shade under 90 points a game, best in the conference. There's C.J. Duff knocking down the first jumper of the game for Western, and it's a 2. Leathernecks are on the board early. C.J. Duff, the freshman, getting the opening basket on senior night. And on the other end, here comes Brent Calhoun. He's a senior. He spins inside and scores on Gilbeck.
Great move by Calhoun. Just bodied Gilbeck, fake going middle, and Gilbeck bit hard, turned baseline, and got himself an easy 2 points.
Calhoun's been on a tear, is double figure scoring in each of the last 4 games this season. Almost got a steal there. Works it back out to McClusack for 3, and he rattles it home.
Oh, what a tough shot made by Mike McClusack right in the face of Bryson Scott. One dribble pull-up. Not a high percentage shot, but he'll take it.
Pull-up jumper on the way and off the mark from Mo Evans, the leading scorer on this Fort Wayne team. Good defense by Brandon Gilbeck as well. And the Leathernecks will have it. Covington inside McClusack. His lane jumper falls, and McClusack has hit his first 2 J's.
2 tough contested jump shots in a row. No matter for Mike McClusack, has already got himself 5 points. Let's see if he can get going like that as the night goes on.
Here's a drive inside by Scott, almost a turnover and a whistle, and a foul is called underneath. It'll go on Mike McClusack because he was fighting for the ball with Brent Calhoun.
It was an okay pass by Scott, but had it been on the money, Calhoun would have been able to gather and go up immediately. That pass just not quite on time and on target.
Get it in to Calhoun. He's guarded by Gilbeck. He'll go to work on him. Spins inside. Tough shot. In and out. And Gilbeck picks up the rebound.
It's a good job by Gilbeck, forcing him away from the basket on the shot attempt.
McClusack for 3. Scores! And he's hit his first 3 jumpers in the game.
Well, his senior night could not have started any better. A heat check of a shot from Mike McClusack. All 3 coming on 1 dribble pull-ups. He's hot, so they better get to him.
There is a whistle and another foul called. This time it will go on Brandon Gilbeck, fouled out of the last game. The loss against South Dakota back on Thursday, picks up his first foul here.
Hot start from Western Illinois. Usually it's Fort Wayne that You see a little wrestling match going on between Gilbeck and Calhoun.
Both of these teams still in the tournament, but there is a lot to play for, at least if you're Fort Wayne. I told you earlier, they're right in the mix, right in the middle of the pack in the Summit League, currently fourth coming into today. They still have some seeding implications as well. There's a jumper landed by John Conchar, who gets on the board. Conchar, the redshirt sophomore, leading rebounder on the team at 9 a game. That pass deflected and loose, and laying out for it is Gilbeck, no matter. Taking it away was Bryson Scott, and he drives right inside and missed it. Good defense by McClusack, and Covington has the running rebound for the Leathernecks.
Wonderful job by McClusack, forcing him left where he was not too comfortable.
Usiosafi in the corner misses the three, but Gilbeck is there for the offensive rebound. Right back to Usiosafi, who lays it in off the glass.
Good job moving off the basketball from Usiosafi. The shot misses. He doesn't give up on the play, neither does Gilbeck. Finds him on the cut for an easy layup.
Let's see, the Dons will make a sub here. D'Angelo Stewart will check in, and Bryson Scott is shaken up on the play. We'll take another look here, see if we can see what happened.
Great job on the off-the-ball cut by Usiosafi. Gets himself going early on.
Keep an eye on Scott, see if we can get something on him a little bit later. Meanwhile, Fort Wayne on the move offensively. They go back down inside Calhoun. This is going to be a matchup to watch all night. Calhoun gets it to go.
Trickery going of the offhand on an odd angled layup. Gilbeck didn't even know the shot was going up.
Covington trying to use a screen, passed out of the shot, loose ball, picked up by Covington. He'll take it this time and comes up short on the three.
Covington just got caught in no man's land there. Lucky that the ball was still with him when he came back.
Pull-up three on the way for Stewart, and he knocks it in. D'Angelo Stewart, just a 35% three-point shooter, but he knocks that one in, the first of the game for the Mastodons.
Looked like he was trying to make Garrett Covington play some defense there. Was about 5 feet behind the three-point line, decided to pull the trigger anyway and made the shot.
Gilbeck had to track down that pass on the baseline. Now goes to work inside on Calhoun. Here comes the double. Gilbeck, the hook, doesn't fall.
And those are the kind of shots that were falling from him,
Yes.
for him a couple nights ago. Gilbeck getting good position, but the bunny unable to go down.
He went 6 of 7 in that game against South Dakota. Made his first 6. In the corner, Stewart thought about the three. Good defense by Covington. Back down to Calhoun they go. He's guarded by Gilbeck. Inside, Brent Calhoun with a beautiful move and jam.
May have snuck a little baby step in there, but nonetheless, Brett Calhoun showing us what he's got down low, an array of moves to start this game. Gilbeck should be put on notice.
Calhoun just a little under 9 points a game on average coming into today's game, and already with 6 in this one. Covington in the corner, and a double dribble. The ball will go to the Mastodons when we return. Quick start, 12-11, Leathernecks early.
Welcome back to Hanson Field. Redrick Terry, Danny Fry, Samantha Rouse here with you. Homecoming weekend for the Western Illinois University campus, and the hometown Leathernecks are looking to get on the board here. They start with a first down at the 39-yard line to begin the second frame. Play fake. McGuire gonna put it up top. Down the seam and incomplete. A little bit high, intended for Zeke LaShore, and it'll be second down.
That one's on the money, and it is at least first and goal for the Leathernecks. Play action, seen this work over the top before the last time the Leathernecks were at Hanson Field, but again, just out of the reach, maybe overestimating the speed of Zeke LaShore.
So that'll be second down. That would have been the third, presumably the third touchdown of the season for LaShore. Got 2 touchdowns coming into today. Tied for first on the team. Up the middle, they go with McShane. And Steve McShane works his way to the 44-yard line. Third down coming up for the Leathernecks.
McShane seems to be the old standby for Western. They know they can rely on him for a good 4 or 5 yards, especially right after they go for it and they take a risk. They know that the safe bet to go to after that is McShane.
Jacob Judd was a little slow to get up there. He is in the huddle, and look at that before this third down and 5. Leathernecks have yet to convert. They are 0 of 4 on third downs so far this afternoon. This time they come out with an empty backfield. McGuire looking, throwing, complete for a first down. Lance Lenore was wide open inside the 40, and he's taken down at the 37-yard line.
Needed some blockers there, but of course when there's 4 Sycamores right in the territory, not much yards after catch that Lenore could muster. That one on the money. It seems to be kind of those stop curl routes crossing. That hasn't been a problem overall for McGuire. It's been the go routes that he hasn't been able to locate his football.
He was left all alone that time. 18 yards on the reception, catch and run.
Just pitch and catch, and then a little run.
Yep. They've got it at the 37-yard line of Indiana State. Give up the middle. This is Devin Moore going airborne, and he is hard to bring down the big back. Picks up 10 and a first down.
It looked like he floated.
Wow.
Right there, Redrick. Almost like he coughed up the football, too. Just an odd run by Devin Moore, but very effective for Western.
First run of the day for Moore. 10 yards and a fresh set of downs. And he'll head right back to the sideline. Jalen Ackland checks in, one of the receivers. Mountain View, Missouri native. That's first down from the 27. They empty it out once again. McShane is at the bottom of your picture, wide left. McGuire will look right, finds his man once again, Lenore, who broke away initially and then was taken down right at the sticks. Another 10-yard gain and another Leatherneck first down.
Very important for McGuire to have a quick release, and that's exactly what he had to. Lance Lenore from Crete, Illinois, went to Crete Moni High School, where he was the number 2 receiver. Oh, how's Lance Lenore number 2 receiver at his high school? Well, a guy by the name of Laquan Treadwell was the number 1 receiver, and they are still best friends and talk every day. Of course, Treadwell is in the pros in the NFL with the Vikings.
Penalty flag as we had some movement on the line before the snap.
Offside. Defense. Number 50. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That is now the 3rd penalty of the game on the Sycamores. And that'll move the Leathernecks down to the 11-yard line for a first down. 1st and 5 now for Western. McShane now goes into the backfield. He's the lone back in the set. 2 receivers, 1 tight end in. They go to McShane. Works his way back toward the middle. Picks up a couple of yards there, making something out of nothing on that carry. A gain of 1 on the play.
And again, McShane trying to scan, and you'll see him go and put his hand down onto the turf just to try to get some more balance. That's also used to try and fake out his defender, because then at that point you're not sure where he is going, what direction he's going to run to.
Devin Moore back in at running back before the second down. It's 2nd and 4. Keeping it is McGuire. Inside the 5. McGuire! Touchdown! Sean McGuire right up the gut. Touchdown run of 10 yards, and the Leathernecks are on the board on homecoming.